Norway is one of those destinations that almost doesn't feel real. Towering fjords, northern lights, midnight sun, jagged peaks, and colorful cities all blend into an unforgettable adventure. But before you pack your bags, here's a practical note. Norway is part of the Schengen area, so if you're coming from outside Europe, you'll need a valid passport and possibly a Schengen visa, depending on your nationality. Now let's count down the top 10 best places to visit in Norway, starting with the Arctic Gateway, where the northern lights dance beautifully across the skies. Number 10. Tromso. Let's kick off in the city that it's known as the gateway to the Arctic and paints the sky for fun. Fly 350 kilometers north of the Arctic Circle and you land in a town that feels like Oslo's artsy little brother, Tromso. Locals brag it's the Paris of the North, right before they warn you that a moose might wander into the bike lane. From May 20th to July 22nd, the sun forgets to set, and from November 27th to January 15th, it refuses to get out of bed. From late September to early April, the northern lights pop out on every other clear night. One of the highlights is the Arctic Cathedral, with its striking triangular shape designed to resemble icebergs and northern landscapes. You can ride the cable car up Storsteinen Mountain where the cafes serve cocoa while reindeer graze below like they're on a postcard payroll. The ride costs between 150 and 1,000 Norwegian krone for the whole family. Also, you can book a husky sled run and depending on the type of tour you choose, the prices vary from around 1,000 up to 4,000 Norwegian krone. Tromso is surprisingly accessible, with direct flights from Oslo and other European hubs. Winter visitors should dress in proper Arctic layers, because temperatures can drop sharply, and the weather changes fast. Tromso is a city that thrives in extremes: endless sun in summer, endless night in winter, and it's the perfect introduction to the drama and beauty of Norway's far north. Number 9. Lofoten Islands. Next up is the archipelago that looks airbrushed even when you're standing in it. If you've ever seen a postcard of Norway that looks too beautiful to be real, chances are it was taken in the Lofoten Islands. This chain of rugged islands is a place where mountains rise like jagged teeth straight from the sea and fishing cabins cling to rocky shores. The red fishing huts, known as rebur, have been transformed into cozy accommodations, allowing visitors to experience authentic fishing culture while waking up to fjord views. The prices for the accommodation may vary between $100 and $500 per night, depending on the area or the cabin type. Villages like Rein and Henningsvær are especially popular, with their picture-perfect harbors, art galleries and red and yellow huts. In Lofoten, you can find more white sandy beaches than you thought existed above the Arctic Circle. Haukeland Beach, for example, is surf-ready in summer when the Gulf Stream nudges the water to a balmy 14 degrees Celsius. Outdoor lovers will find Lofoten irresistible. You can hike trails like Reinbringen, which offers one of the most photographed panoramas in Norway, or kayak through calm fjords at midnight during the endless summer sun. The Lofoten Islands can be reached via ferry from Bodø, or by flying into small airports like Lennes. Renting a car is almost essential to explore at your own pace, as public transportation is limited. The Lofoten Islands are wild, remote, and jaw-droppingly beautiful, a place that captures the essence of Norway's untamed Arctic spirit. Number 8. Bergen Bryggen Wharf. This is Norway's second largest city and perhaps its most atmospheric. Once part of the Hanseatic League, Bergen thrived as a trading hub, and its history is still alive in Bryggen Wharf. It is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and a beautiful row of colorful wooden buildings that line the harbor. Walking through its narrow alleyways feels like stepping back to the Middle Ages, with preserved merchants' halls, craft shops, and cozy cafes tucked between the leaning timber structures. Don't miss a trip on the Fløibanen funicular to the top of Mount Fløyen in 6 minutes flat, or you can climb the 722 stone steps that lead there. The price for the ride will vary between 50 and 200 Norwegian krone, for the whole family. From here, you'll get sweeping views of the city and surrounding islands, and it's a great starting point for hikes. Here's a practical tip. Bergen is one of the rainiest cities in Europe, so pack a good waterproof jacket. Chances are, you'll need it. But the weather also adds to the city's charm, with mist rolling over the mountains and soft light reflecting off the fjord. Most importantly, Bergen is considered the gateway to the fjords. From here, you can easily access Norway's most famous fjords, including Sognefjord and Geirangerfjord, making it an ideal base for further adventures. Number 7. Stavanger Preikestolen. The city flips between glass skyscrapers and wooden houses that creak like old ships, but it's most famous as the gateway to one of Norway's most breathtaking hikes, Preikestolen, or Pulpit Rock. This is a flat cliff that juts 604 meters above Lysefjord. Park at Preikestolhytta, hike 4 kilometers, gain 350 meters, and in about 2-3 hours you're standing on a slab of granite with nothing between you and the fjord but thin air and a healthy respect for gravity. The trail can be steep and rocky in places, but it rewards you with one of the most dramatic views in the country. It can get very crowded in summer. Starting early in the morning or later in the evening is best, especially since daylight lasts longer. Small tip: it's best if you pack some food and water to have with you. Stavanger itself is worth exploring, with its old town made up of over 170 well-preserved wooden houses from the 18th and 19th centuries. You can also visit the Norwegian Petroleum Museum, a fascinating look at how oil shaped modern Norway. But for most travelers, Stavanger is just the starting point. Whether you're wandering its charming streets or standing on top of Preikestolen with the fjord stretching endlessly beneath you, this part of Norway perfectly blends culture and raw natural drama. Number 6. Oslo. Most travelers fast forward past the capital, which is like skipping the opening scene of a great movie. Oslo is tiny, bike-friendly, and packed with stories. Here, futuristic architecture and museums blend seamlessly with parks, forests, and the fjord right on its doorstep. The city's waterfront area is one of the highlights. The Oslo Opera House, with its sloping white marble roof, invites visitors to walk right up to the top for panoramic views of the city and harbour. The entrance to the public areas is free and the guided tours prices are around 150 Norwegian krone. Nearby, the Munch Museum houses iconic works like the Scream, where the entry fee is between 100 and 200 Norwegian krone per person, while the Fram Museum showcases Norway's legendary polar exploration history, where the fee is between 70 and 400 Norwegian krone for the whole family. Oslo also celebrates green living. Nearly 2/3 of the city is covered by forests, lakes, and parks. You can hop on a tram and within minutes be hiking in Nordkapp forest or swimming in the fjord during summer. Oslo can be expensive, but the Oslo Pass is a money saver, offering unlimited public transport and entry to many museums. Walking and biking are also easy ways to explore. This beautiful city is modern yet laid back, urban yet surrounded by wilderness. It's a capital that perfectly reflects Norway's identity: innovative, cultural, and always close to nature. Number 5. Geirangerfjord. The fjord cuts inland for 15 kilometers, flanked by cliffs that shoot straight up for the sky. Few places capture the sheer majesty of Norway's fjords like this, and UNESCO stamped Geirangerfjord for a reason. Here you can find some amazing views and waterfalls. One of the most famous is the Seven Sisters Waterfall, a cluster of 7 streams cascading side by side for 250 meters. Across from it, you'll find another called the Suter, said in legend to be trying to woo the sisters. These natural wonders are best admired by a boat cruise, which allows you to glide silently between towering cliffs. The round-trip tour with traditional boats cost around 500 Norwegian kroners, or you can choose a longer trip with a stop in Hellesylt that costs around 600 Norwegian kroners per person. The tiny village of Geiranger serves as the hub of activity, with cozy cafes, shops, and the excellent Fjord Center, where you can learn about the area's history and geology. Geirangerfjord is most easily visited in summer, when roads and mountain passes are open. Driving the Trolltunga or Troll's Path, a winding mountain road with hairpin bends, is an unforgettable way to reach it. Geirangerfjord feels almost like a dreamscape, a place where nature's power and beauty collide. Number 4. Flam Naeroyfjord. The population of this quaint village is 350. It may look small, but it's home to one of the most famous train journeys in the world, the Flam Railway. This 20-kilometer ride climbs from sea level to 863 meters to the high mountains, passing waterfalls, tunnels, and steep cliffs along the way. Depending on the season, the ticket prices vary between 300 and 700 Norwegian kroners per person. Catch the early departure for empty seats and golden light. Nearby lies Naeroyfjord, a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of the narrowest fjords in Norway, just 250 meters wide at some points. Surrounded by cliffs that rise over 1,700 meters, it feels like a secret passage into another world. A boat ride or a kayaking trip here is a must to fully appreciate its scale. The standard fjord cruise costs between 600 and 1,000 Norwegian kroners per person. Of course, there are more expensive tours that can include train or bus rides and even a half or full day excursion. In Flam itself, you can explore hiking trails or visit the Flam Railway Museum. The village also serves as a gateway for adventurous activities like cycling the Rallavegen Road, a former railway construction route that now offers incredible mountain views. Flam gets very busy in summer due to cruise ships. To enjoy it more peacefully, consider staying overnight and exploring early in the morning or late in the afternoon. Number 3. Sognefjord. The king of the fjords stretches 204 kilometers inland and its scale is staggering. At some points, it plunges more than 1,300 meters deep, while cliffs rise nearly as high on either side. Because of its size, Sognefjord offers a variety of experiences. You can take scenic cruises that reveal its dramatic beauty, but many travelers choose to explore its smaller arms, like the Fjord and Naeroyfjord, both UNESCO-listed gems. Depending on the cruise, the prices are between 600 and 1,200 Norwegian kroners, and more expensive ones for a full-day trip. Villages such as Kalpanger sit along its shores, offering cozy stays, wooden stave churches, and cultural charm. One of the highlights is visiting the Stave Church, a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of the oldest wooden churches in the world, dating back to the 12th century. Hiking opportunities abound with trails that take you up into the mountains for unforgettable views down into the fjord. Base yourself in Sondal or Balestrand for easy access to ferries, cruises, and hikes. Summer is the best time to visit, but in spring and autumn, you'll find fewer crowds and a more peaceful atmosphere. Number 2. Trolltunga. One of Norway's most photographed landmarks, the Troll's Tongue, is a dramatic rock ledge jutting horizontally 700 meters above Lake Ringedalsvatnet. But getting to Trolltunga is no small feat. The hike is long and demanding, about 28 kilometers round trip, taking 10 to 12 hours. Make sure you have enough water and food supplies. The trail involves steep ascents, rocky terrain, and sometimes snow, even in summer. But for those prepared, the reward is one of the most iconic views in Norway. Along the way, you'll pass alpine landscapes, rivers, and smaller viewpoints that hint at the drama waiting ahead. Finally stepping out onto Trolltunga, with the fjord and mountains stretching endlessly around you, is a moment of pure exhilaration. This hike is only recommended for experienced and fit hikers, and it's safest between June and September when the snow has melted. Start early in the morning to ensure you have enough daylight and always bring proper gear. Weather in Norway's mountains can change rapidly. Guided tours are available and highly recommended for less experienced hikers. There are two types of tours, day hikes and overnight tours, and the prices are approximately 1,700 and 4,300 Norwegian krone. The sense of accomplishment when you reach the ledge makes it one of Norway's most unforgettable adventures. Number 1. Nordkapp. And here we are. This place sells itself as Europe's northernmost point. Technically, the real spot is a kilometer west and needs a short hike. Standing on the 307-meter cliff above the Barents Sea feels like perching on the planet's roof. From May 14th to July 29th, the sun scrapes the horizon but never sets, bathing everything in what photographers call impossible light. Nordkapp, or the North Cape, is located on the island of Magerøya in northern Norway, connected to the mainland by an undersea tunnel. At the visitor center, you'll find exhibitions, a cinema showing films about the Arctic seasons, and, of course, the famous Globe Monument, where travelers pose to mark their journey to Europe's northernmost point. The surrounding area is just as fascinating. You can spot reindeer grazing, visit Sami cultural sites, or take a boat trip to the nearby Gjesværstappen Nature Reserve, home to thousands of seabirds like puffins and kittiwakes. In winter, Nordkapp offers a completely different magic, the chance to see the northern lights dancing across the Arctic sky. Standing on that cliff, with nothing but ocean stretching toward the North Pole, you truly feel like you've reached the edge of Europe. And that brings us to the end of our journey through Norway, a land where dramatic fjords, colorful fishing villages, and untamed wilderness come together in one breathtaking destination. But Europe is full of incredible places to explore, each with its own unique charm. So, if you're ready for something different, but equally unforgettable, join me in our next video where we travel to the Netherlands to discover the 10 best places to visit in this enchanting country. Click on the link, and let's keep exploring together.